So I'm going to make this one really, really short because all the data that we're looking at as far as the economic data has come out with respect to inflation and jobs, all this stuff that there's been a lot of people say, hey, you should float this in because this is the indications. And all the news is basically making it seem like we should see things going a different way. And we were getting all these reports and recommendations to float the interest rates and we're going to see it get better. And none of it's acting the way people want to act. It's actually following the pattern. Now, again, this is just Aaron Chapman looking at it from my angle, looking at charts and charts only. I'm trying to kind of ignoring the noise because there's a shit ton of noise out there with respect to what's going on in the market. So it should be how it should be affecting interest rates. Everybody believe what the Fed did should have lowered them. We've got all that response. You've seen it all. And then, of course, the questions. It's amazing how many people, though, have heard about the Fed lowering the rate, but somehow didn't see any of the news articles of the big question of why did lowering the rate not lower the rates? So and where there's these explanations, which puts it back into Scotty in my hands to explain to people why the rates didn't really go down. So let's take a look at what's going on in the charts so you can see what's happening here and how it's basically following a pattern. And as long as it follows a pattern, we're going to see rates continue to go up. So this is our mortgage-backed security chart, as we all are aware of it. We've seen it a bunch of times. I'm going to drag this down a little bit so we can see the ceilings that I have drawn. So ultimate ceiling up here is the day they started quantitative easing, actually putting money in 2009 when the Fed started throwing capital into it, creating all this inflation. This line represents the full trading day, the day they announced quantitative easing, which to me is our current ceilings, and they have been our ceilings for some time, right? So now we're in this downward channel. This was the day the Fed dropped the rate by 50 basis points. I believe they will hold and not drop it again. That's my belief. I've been saying it, one rate cut this year. So far, I am correct. We're coming into the very final stretches of the year. We'll see how correct I end up. A lot of people are claiming going to be a lot more than that. I'm still standing by one cut. I'm going to stand there. I will say where this lands. But look it's trading in this channel. We've seen these channels before. And look, even today, news came out that looked like it would be very, very favorable. Bam, hit the top of the channel, right back down. Traders are staying within this pattern right now. As long as bond traders continue to follow this pattern, we're going to see rates continue to go up. Because why is that going up? What is happening? We talked about this earlier this week. We have shorting going on by big funds. What does that mean to short? It means that they're betting against it. They're taking money out. They're betting it's going to go lower. And that's what's happening here. It is going lower because of that significant amount of capital shorting that. So anybody who's holding out, praying for something to get better, we may get there, but it might take a little bit to get there. So where are we going to land? Let's take a look at that. I should have kept the share screen up. Where are we going to land? Honestly, I do not know. I thought this was going to be our floor. It looks like we're dancing around this floor right here. We hit it, come above it, hit it again. Now we end up below it. We're going to probably hold that spot. But where do we land below there? I think we're probably in this, actually, this might be our new floor. I hope this is our floor. So I'm going to draw this out. So we have this. This could literally be our new floor. So if you start looking at some of the history here and some of the other movement on this, this could be our new floor right there. And I'll broaden that out so we can see that this could be where we hold right in this area. Could be a little off on what exactly is. I'm thinking it's going to be about right here. That's going to possibly be our new floor. We're just above it right now. We touched it. This could be it. I hope that's it, but I can't be certain because we could end up, if we break through it, we're going to keep falling down. I haven't looked at any of the Fibonacci levels. I haven't played with any of that kind of stuff. I'm only looking at the chart itself in that channel. That's my belief at the moment. We're going to play the channel, see where it goes. We find a floor. Also know we still got that yellow line. We still have that as our ceiling. There's two of them there. So if we get into that area and you're holding out for a long-term situation, there's some long-term block you got out there to do, that's your place. But for right now, I say grab it before we lose any more ground. But I think that that's what I got. That's the best I can give you right now coming into election. By the time I talk to you again, actually, I think we have one more conversation before the election. Yep, we have the day of. So we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out there. If you haven't voted, get your ass out there. If you're one of these type of people that are bitching about how things are end up going, and you're saying I'm sitting on the sidelines and not voting at all, I don't think you have much of a say. You need to get your ass out there and do some voting. Vote for the people that know how to operate a business, period. That's my perspective. We have a business being run incorrectly. We have money being spent that shouldn't be spent, that's putting the business in jeopardy. The United States, operating as a business, is being poorly operated. We're throwing money out the windows. You have executives out there playing around and pissing capital away on trips and events and stuff that we can't afford to do. The company will fold. And if it folds, it hurts everybody. It needs to pull back. What we need to have is a pretty significant recession. Honestly, I believe we need a significant recession. That means, let's say it's your family. You guys sitting around and you're driving Ferraris, you're driving Lamborghinis, you're on yachts, you're on private jets, you live on a mansion in the mountains, but you're doing it all on credit. And it gets to a point where you can't keep making the payments. You got to get rid of all that stuff. Get rid of the private jets. Get rid of the yachts. Get rid of the mountain castle. Get rid of the exotics. Go get 3 or 4 Toyotas, some Chevy trucks, and live in a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, still good sized. Cook your own meals instead of flying to France to have dinner. And then live a sustainable lifestyle. It's going to suck to do the transition, but then once you transition, things stabilize. Then you can do a little bit of extra because now you get the debt paid off and you're in a better shape. Right now, we're spending 125% of what's coming in. It's been going so stinking long as a country that we're so far in debt that we got to stop somewhere. That needs to happen. Business owners, business managers, people who understand business need to come in and shut this shit down. That's what needs to happen. So appreciate you guys. Get your ass out and vote. And we'll talk to you on election day.